We are back for round 3 at Gobbling Creek this week by Big Hockey Guy. I really don't know how we're going to follow up our performance in round 2. Probably one of the best rounds of virtual golf that I've ever played, if not up there as the best. But we're going to try. Tee boxes move up to the middle ones. We are on very high winds out of the north, so it's going to be tough to put up a huge number here, I would imagine. Hopefully the tee boxes help to compensate for that, but greens and position are going to come at an absolute premium here. Default fairways are normal, greens are firm and moderate. So the ones that have headwind, things are going to want to just stick. Ones with a bit of tailwind still going to roll out, but moderate greens should keep things relatively in check. So let's get this kicked off. We've got uphill here with the wind. I think so long as we get it back towards this left corner here, we should be good to go. Honestly, thought the wind was going to carry that a bit further, cutting that just a bit close. But we're going to be out here trying to flop over. First and foremost, I want to say thank you very, very much to everybody that's hanging out here on Twitch, everybody that's been interacting with the content on YouTube. I greatly, greatly appreciate each and every one of you. It has been a very awesome journey, you know, trying to do all of the content creating things. So thank you all so much. If you've been enjoying on YouTube and you haven't already, consider subscribing. It goes a long, long way for me. And let's get into the golf. So we got a flop shot in here. I think with the uphill, we play it with some loft. Sandwich flop, yeah, play it with some loft to your short. Just kind of anticipating that the wind is going to bring this back to the left. All right. Not as much wind movement there, but we get it down into 6-foot range. Just got to make a good read, drive it home. Kinda wonky. It's got break behind. It starts to smooth out and then starts to flip. I'm gonna just hit it with some pace here. Just try and hit it through everything. We'll take birdie on the first and get this thing going. Thank you for the luck, Scud. How are you doing today? Thinking how they managed to get their PGA character to look like that on the message board, but that's their PlayStation icon. It's okay, not. I hope we aim that enough left, because there is a lot of wind. I mean, it's very high, so I have to be mindful of that. Some of these are going to be quite brutal in terms of just deviation. So right here, we've got almost 20 miles an hour on the wind here. So probably plays close to 30 yards. I'm going to go with the pitching wedge. If it goes a little bit long, it's probably not the end of the world. It's just going to jump out so much to the right. Good strike. I need it to come down. Wow, okay. 6 yards long there? Okay. I anticipated a bit more out of the wind, but that downhill lie may have just propelled us enough through. The downhill lie may have just propelled us enough through that, so. Little bit of a tough break there. We can definitely make the putt coming back. Try and set ourselves up the best way that we possibly can. come on. Gonna need each and every one of those. Favorite golf tournament every year? That's easily got to be the Masters. Easily got to be the Masters for me. Okay. So 17-mile-an-hour wind here. It's downhill. 17 on the diagonal. We got to get a good feel for these because we got that last one wrong. Should play at least 25. So that last one, we were 6 yards long. So maybe got to take a little bit off of our read there. Trying to think what that would put us at. So, like, if we read this as, like, 27 yards. 24, that would be 51. So this is short. Short by 6. And then long. I don't know what the better play is, to be honest. Like, I guess there's an argument here where you de-loft quite a bit. Slowed it a little bit. Let's see how this plays, though. There's the little bit slow as short. The D-loft was definitely the play. Got us quite a bit closer. Part of me thinks that, like, maybe the 7-iron would have been safer just with, like, a touch of loft. But, like, maybe on these very highs, I need to start practicing playing with, like... Maybe I need to start practicing playing with punch shots. That putt ended up being pretty dang straight. Like, just barely off. But 3 through 3 is a heck of a way to start this. Now, we've got uphill with wind. I think I'm going to play a pretty substantial... Because what, this is like not that much higher. Say you lose 14 yards, the wind still... I don't want to get like over complicated with it, but I do think we need to play some sort of shot shape here just to not go all the way out the front. Because, yeah, the fear here... And, like, now we're down close to the trees. So this might be a little bit problematic. I guess we're going to be playing it to here. And then just having the right to lefter. Because I don't know. It might not be that bad. With the lie and everything, that tree is... only somewhat in play. So let's see what we've got. And then we can maybe work it back from there. So that's 46. Maybe 47. Hey, thank you for the Lux Dives. Appreciate it. That's 47. Would leave us with 5 to go. It's also just like starting to flirt with this front too much. But I don't know what else you do. Bounce, it should release a little bit. I'm gonna put just a touch on it. Ah, I hit it fast. It cut through at least. But I did not hit a good flop shot there. I did not hit a good flop shot. So we're gonna need something a little bit more special here. Short. Wow, got enough release up the hill. I thought I had taken off just enough with that being on that uphill lie there to kill it. So it got enough release. That's big. Is that gonna hold? The slow. Ooh, okay. Getting away with a few things here. Getting away with a few things here. Let's rally the troops. If that's 18, what? It's got to be playing a little bit more than 27. 27 would be 60. It's already 5 yards short, but I don't really want to go 69 nice. Kind of want to go left-hand side. Just like a touch. A little fast. 6-iron might be long. Yeah, I didn't take enough off of it. But, like, it stopped so quick, so, like, I didn't want to play too much loft. I didn't want to play too much loft there and then end up way short, but I've been having trouble trying to gauge those, like, punchy ones, so that's why I went with that. Alright, so this kind of breaks back the other way. That's breaking back. Ah, just barely missed that. All right, so the birdie train stops. Not gonna go 5 through 5 there, but 4 through 5 is still good, and that's not a bad look at it. Hey, thank you for the luck, Pat. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think we're starting to dial in the wind. Now I just have to trust that what we're... Yeah, gotta just trust that whatever we're seeing is actually what's happening here. So this is closer to 15. So it's at least the 22, probably mid-20s as far as distance off, which would put us pretty close to pin-high landing. So I am gonna give it just a little bit on this 4-iron here. Little fast, so we're gonna hang out left. Distance should be pretty good though. Maybe trickles right? Ooh, yes it does. Oh yes it does. Alright, gotta cash this in. Gotta cash this in. No, I backed out of it. I backed out of it. Oh, I had that. There's so much break. I knew what it was, and I got in my head about underhitting, overhitting. I should have adjusted to the power that I normally like to hit. I tried to make an adjustment on the fly there and blew that. It's okay. Catch the right size of the putt. Yeah, exactly. And then, because then you could go from there and you could build out. Like, I had the right read on that putt. You know? I had the right read on that putt and just... Okay. So, lesson learned. You know, now we know when we see that sort of thing that we gotta just... We gotta do what we're comfortable with. Gotta do what we're comfortable with and just trust and continue with that. Now this is a very painful shot for us. Because our miss is out to the right. So I'm hoping that this aim is correct. I slowed it. I'm gonna get away with it too. Wow, I over-aimed. This is the best very slow of my life. I don't really know what to make of that. You know, sometimes it's just all going right. Yeah. Raffles, what's going on? Wizard, welcome back. Thank you for clipping that map. That's gonna go down. Yeah, I think that is. I've definitely hit like some really good bad shots in my life. That's gotta be the best. I haven't hit an ace in weeks, and there I am like complaining about it, like, oh man, this sucks. It's so off. Oh wait, it's on a line. Oh, and it's in the hole. Oh my goodness. All right, settle. We gotta settle ourselves. Take this drive here. Okay, a little bit fast. We might just pull ourselves left enough on the fairway, or of the fairway. I know I said settle ourselves after that shot. It's very hard to just settle yourself after that. We might still have a chance here. Because this is 165. We've got a tailwind. 190, 170. Yeah. I think that this 4-iron should flight itself up nicely. Okay. That's better. We got a bit much of that though. In the bunker? No. Okay. So this shot just became interesting. I am in the sand. Okay. Everything's going right. Everything's going right. We actually got teleported into this. I don't know. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. Everything that should be going wrong is just simply not. Got the downhill lie though. Okay, come on, let's still find birdie here. Missed the fairway. That ace is doing all sorts of things to my swings. It's very difficult to calm the system after something as wild as that. Okay. No stories. No stories on the scorecard. Just the scores. All right. 250. Ooh, this is where it gets tricky. Because you basically need to carry it probably to that, like, 290 mark. And even if you carry it 290, it rolls out the back of the green because there's no way you sit it in 10 yards with a tailwind like this. So essentially you'd have to land it, like, here and go up. So that is 284. I've got 255. You've got probably you probably have close to the 10 to 12. I think 10 to 12 has to be what you get out of this. So 265, full backspin, 273. I mean, you're going to get a little extra. I don't think you're going to get 10 yards extra. If you land in the light rough short, though, I don't think it's the end of the world. So I think what we're actually going to do here, I'm going to give this just a little bit of love, try and overpower it just a touch. 101'd it, but very, very slowed it. The distance actually is there. Okay. This isn't the worst thing, though. 32 yards, just play a flop shot. Okay. Got the low roll, so that was like the only thing that could go wrong there. But I can't really play for, you know, the high roll. You know, if we play for the low roll and the high roll happens, you know, we're out the back, so. Gotta be mindful of those sorts of things. So what do we have going on here? That's the thing. Making some big putts. Making some big putts. 8 under going out. Missed a makeable one, got away with murder, so, you know, I think in the end all is fair. I think in the end all is fair there. Not cutting quite as much back left as one might hope. But that's gonna be a fairway found. Which means that we ultimately have as good of a spot as we can on this approach shot. Uphill to 147, wind gonna take us back out probably a good ways. So I think with a little bit of loft and then mostly spin, just because, you know, everything's gonna be kind of feeding us back out that way. Good strike. Wind really took us. Yeah, got even more on the wind there than I anticipated. Like, that really took us down. I thought the elevation change might knock a little bit out of it, and the wind really took us to the right-hand side there, so. Bit of a misread. Ooh, that's a sharp. Look at that. Look at that. Right in the middle of my... Right in the middle of it. Just a hard turn. What do we got going on at the start here? Just a little bit, right? So we're gonna go just... King of Clowns, for the past about day and a half, yeah, we've been pretty dialed. But I did unfortunately find out this morning the only reason that we're making putts on these greens is because we're reading them wrong. So, you know, it was really sad news to find that out. But it's okay. I think we'll recover just fine. We're gonna be on for probably another close to hour and a half. Once we finish this roundup, we're gonna hop on into some Elden Ring late game. All right, so how do we want to play this? Because I can't really afford to go for it. Like, going for it's not gonna give us enough. It's a hybrid and a front pin location, so I think we want to try and play something shorter, and then it just becomes like, do you want to flop this or pitch it? I think I want the pitch. I think the pitch is going to be a little more flexibility. I mean, we could try and run it down, but if you run it down too close, yeah, so let's try and go for the pitch shot here. 174. I think with this, then I can maybe take 9-iron off the tee. This is the most conservative we've been on this hole so far this week. Now, the only problem is we're like right in between and on a downslope, so I don't want to be short. This wind is playing in, but this slope is also playing. So I'm going to play fair amount of D-loft and a fair amount of backspin and kind of hope that the combination of the two Come on now, bite. That's, for it being a short 4, that is a very difficult shot. Just like trying to dial in and feel out the pitch shot there over water, really steep front and rolls out, like that's a tight windowed shot. Okay, this is definitely friendlier than where we were yesterday on this whole location, so I think if we can take this 7-iron, lose the 4 yards, wind is playing out, I think we can give it just like a touch on the loft. It's just so much wind. It's just so much wind. So I basically want to play like here, right? And let it bounce and roll right to left. But like 18. Oh, geez. I slowed it. Come on, get back left enough. At least kick left from here. It's gonna maybe be a real bad putt down the hill. Okay. That's tough. That's really, really tough. Just missed it out slow side and overread how much the wind was gonna play there. So now we gotta try and come back and try and make something happen here. Big break coming back this way. Big break coming back that way. Okay. I think this is still not a lot, right? Not a lot, but I do think this is just like ever so slightly this way, and then because we're down the hill a bunch, probably got to go here. There's like a sharp turn left there. Yeah. Almost. Almost. Just a little bit overcompensation. Just a little bit of overcompensation there for like how much on the downhill I need to aim left. If I aim that just about halfway between where the initial read is and where we ended up, we're in there. Okay, not a bad strike. We will take that. Okay, 234. This is 240 and what, like 17-ish miles an hour of wind. So it plays probably like 20. I don't think you get enough. I feel like the 3-wood ends up being long, but like how much roll through do you get? Because we could probably land the hybrid. It's just like, is this going to kick and then mega roll? I suppose it's not too bad from the back, so maybe we just take the 3 hybrid. The only problem is the lie that we're on. And I think that's what's going to get us in trouble. So I think we have to go wood. I think we have to go wood. I think if it plays 20 there, I mean, just play a little bit on this. And if we go long, we go long, but a little fast. Kind of crossed myself up there. Distance is what we wanted. Let's see what the rollout is like. 'Cause this does feed down a bit. We're pin high, right? Yeah. Okay, so that was the right call on the 3-wood. So happy with that adjustment. Now we've got to read through the lumps. I think you got to go like just left edge. Okay, it had just enough lumpiness in it. I actually think, now that I'm thinking about it, left edge might be a little bit aggressive, but I can't hit that straight. Because there is left to right that I'm reading on that. But it's so subtle. It's so subtle on that hole. Okay, I'm wondering if full backspin we can get some good distance here. So let's try it. Now this is where the guys that can like consistently hit the overpowereds, you know, they hit those 104s on their drives, like you get it way down there, and they have an even better approach shot. Now, we have a pretty good one, all things considered. Yardage-wise, 8-iron is on the cusp here, and it's a matter of do we think it gives enough? I think with full backspin, just like stock 8-iron full backspin is the way to go. Come on. Come on. Land on the green. Bounce and bite. That's the shot. That's the shot. And right there, that is the benefit. I was talking about it in a stream yesterday. That's the benefit of playing the longer clubs. And I'm very interested, like, what on average people on Plat play for their distances. Goes pretty well, Mikey. Goes pretty well. We're 12 under through 14, I think is the count. So we're finding some pretty good scoring here despite the very high winds. Also including what will be oddly coined as an accidental ace. The best mistempo of my entire life. Like, absolutely horrific tempo turning out to be something wonderful. Alright, so we've got probably like 20 miles an hour wind. I think sand wedge... I think we're just gonna go a little bit punchy on it. Just like D-loft and topspin the sand wedge a bit. Somewhere out in here, and then hope that that's enough to find the green. Ah, slowed it. Distance is good though. So we're just gonna have a straight uphill putt here. Not straight, but it is up the hill. How many hole-in-ones? Well, it's overall in the game. We can check after this round. I don't know what the count is at. That's the first ace in a while, though. It's so hard when it's such like a small amount of break. You know, like we've got pace with this, but it doesn't move, but it does. It's so tough. Big putts. Big putts all around this course. So 125, gap wedge, 142, you've got like 16 miles an hour of wind on the diagonal. I feel like we could probably play it stock, because I think stock, at like worst case, ends up just a little bit long. And I don't want to be short. So we're a little right. Ooh. Alright, so that's the first real big, well, not first real big miss one, but like, that just played a little bit more and we were out too far to the right, so now we gotta play this up the hill, which we did make one of these earlier, so who's to say we can't chip this in as well? Yeah, Plinko coming down, it just shows you exactly how messy those green grids can be, you know? We're on to something with these chips. We're on to something with these chips. Making a lot more of these short ones nowadays. I think this bunker is the play. I think if you can get into this bunker, you just have a nice simple splash shot with the left to right. So the question becomes 258 with this much wind and down the ways. I think 3-wood is probably too much, right? It becomes a question of if you hit it into that, is there a chance for a good shot and is there a chance for like a really bad shot? I don't want to like flirt with this though, because getting out to their, I'm just going to play a little D-loft on it. Just get it out to the bunker. If we get a miraculous jump onto the green, then like so be it. Even out of this light rough, because it's light rough, I think we're okay. So like it's gonna play a bit shorter, but it's still gonna, it's not gonna be too bad, I don't think. It's gonna be low. But like you can just still control so much out of it because it's the light rough, like you have enough control there. It's not all that bad. I was very interested though, like if you were to hit that initially, like if you just first hit is into that upslope, I wonder where you end up on the green. 'Cause it's over. Alright, not quite 20 yards. But this is going to be playing so far to the left. And then, like, the wind is playing so far in. So what do we do here? Because I just don't think that this 7-iron is going to have enough. But are we going to lose 15 on the 6? It's too diagonal, right? I think this 7-iron, maybe with a little D-loft. Then what? Good strike. You know what, like, I kind of thought I was going to maybe still be left. And we're exactly where I thought we were, like, right in between clubs. So I think taking the 7-iron to here, probably the better bet. I don't really want to be in the business of lofting the 6-iron and trying to bring it back. It's downhill and it's long, so like, how much extra do you play on it? Just enough, right? Ah, didn't give it. That's such a tough read. That's such a tough read, right? Like, we're trying to... You're trying to flirt that little line there. It's downhill, and it's always like, okay, how much extra do you need to give the downhill putt? And I think I just have to scale it on distance. But we are in there. 15 under, tied with Stives. Personally, don't know that I have it in me to pull it off under pressure in a final round battle here, but the fact that we're up at the top of the leaderboard is it's an honor. So we'll see what we can do tomorrow. I'm very much so looking forward to it. If it's anything like rounds 2 and 3, we might be in for a very exciting round.